international blackmail. The girl's mouth looks bloody and her tongue is extended. Garbage, where are you? We are waiting at the train, come. Be messaging her, threatening her that if she opened her mouth about it, there would be repercussions. This is how trafficking occurs, and this is pretty heavy. This is without a doubt the most creepy file I've seen so far. In this video, we're gonna uncover this redacted image. We're gonna break down what lies behind it in fine detail. We're also gonna cover what seems to be international blackmail. But before that, let me give you a little bit of background. This is a draft from Marsh Law Firm on November 10th, 2020. Now, obviously these names are gonna be redacted, but let's take a look at this. Much of the essay, some of it documented in images she has provided, has been violent and sadistic. She is articulate and recalls in detail certain events relating to her abuse in New York. Her statements appear to be corroborated by documents and photographs that she has provided. This goes beyond hearsay. This goes beyond just wild speculation. This is all documented. Now, this is how trafficking occurs, and this is pretty heavy. The girl that we're covering in this video was left with her foster parents. She believed their names were Mike and Sheila in Brooklyn. She believes that Sheila's real name is actually Barbara Levin or Levine. Now, this girl reports that her foster parents abused her and trafficked her to others, including parties at fancy rich houses in New York City. There is evidence that suggests that the fancy rich house was Epstein's New York City mansion. Now, in this file, which I'm linking for you guys to take a look for yourself, there's lots of detail, there's lots of nuance. But one of the things that stands out the most is the fact that they have one of the perpetrators' names. His name is Mike. The law firm compared the face of the graphic images held by this girl with pictures from her childhood to help substantiate that these pictures are actually of her. In this photo here, which is obviously redacted, it's a picture that she believes was from Mike in a blue shirt and Olivia with Mike standing behind him, the image sent to her phone. Now, in this image, Mike was actually involved, visibly participating in using her. You can see that the law firm was trying to help as much as they can. Look, together, the two partial images of Mike's face may actually help identify him. Now, when you guys read through this yourselves, you're gonna see that there's a lot of travel back and forth between Israel and New York City. And that implies a whole bunch of things. And we're gonna get into that later in this video. But really what I wanna focus on right now is this image right here that is redacted. I'm gonna read it for you guys and give you a breakdown of it the best that I can on YouTube. Obviously I have to blur certain things out and muffle some words, but let's take a look. The photo shows a girl, her face visible, who looks prepubescent with medium length dark hair. Several Caucasian men are holding the girl's legs spread open. Her V is visible and gashed, and there is blood coming out. In the photo's foreground, a man with a white shirt appears to be inserting his hand or something into her V. Now, in the middle section of this paragraph, they're basically just breaking down cues in the photo that really don't mean much to me and you, like what shirt a guy was wearing, the color of the shirt, but there is something at the end of this paragraph which is pertinent to us. The girl's mouth looks bloody and her tongue is extended. There is a bruise under her left eye and a red mark on the left side of her neck. Her left shin is bleeding and there are purplish bruises on her abdomen. This is a clear sign of abuse. There's no way around it. The girl's obviously beaten, battered, and there's photographic evidence of this. Now, while this abuse was taking place, it seems to me that there's a link between Israel and Ukraine, maybe Ukrainian Jews, perhaps, because a lot of the writing is in Hebrew, so we have to make that assumption. But when they traced the number, it actually went back to Ukraine, so that's important to note. But let's take a look at what these traffickers were saying. So this is a message she received September 3rd, 2019, after one of the traffickers had arranged through one of the Ukrainian phone numbers to see her, and she did not show up. She received the following message. So you can zoom in here and you'll see this is obviously in Hebrew. The English translation for the above message in Hebrew is garbage. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? We are waiting at the train. Come. Note, there is a number at the top of this message which might be traceable. So once again, all of this information was made available to the FBI. And as far as I'm concerned, there hasn't been a single indictment regarding this. This girl has continued to be threatened with phone messages about what would happen if she was to disclose the abuse. For example, in August 2019, she received a message on her phone depicting a mutilated woman with the message, once again in Hebrew, "This is what will happen to you if you talk, so be quiet." They even have the number. The sending number on the phone it's redacted for the files, but the FBI has the numbers, is the point. Now, for anyone watching this that's saying, how do we know we can trust him? She was beat up in the photo, etc., etc. But how do we actually know she didn't agree to it? Some girls like that kinky stuff. Well, if she really truly enjoyed it, why would her traffickers be messaging her, threatening her that if she opened her mouth about it, there would be repercussions? If it's mutual, the world doesn't work that way. It's either mutual or it's not, and it's pretty obvious that it's not. What bothers me the most is this administration, Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, they're all telling us that there's nothing to see here. They're not going to release the other 3.5 million files. That's what they tell us they have. It's probably a lot more, but regardless, they don't exist anymore. They've completely upended the whole procedure, so there's not going to be any more. They released some fucking pseudo nonsense list. Meanwhile, YouTubers on my small little channel are unearthing things that are in the files that no news channel is covering. If this is what they made publicly available, just imagine what they have under wraps.